inner guard.
Volron! He really was still alive.
And there's the Renis Alma. Then, is this another spirit channeling ceremony?
Wait, though. Something doesn't seem right here.
All once more. The powers must be united. Born from the fires of chaos, the world does seek its rightful state. All must be sacrificed in the heart of Rena, at the shrine of the true sovereign.
What has happened to him? He's lost himself, reduced to a mere cog in the machine.
Hey, look! Over there!
Isn't that the Maiden's crest? Can it be that this entire chamber is meant to act as a substitute for the Maiden?
It looks like it's still running, but are we already too late to stop the ceremony?
If that's what caused Lenegis' transformation, then the purpose of the ceremony must have been to drain all the astral energy out of Dana.
But for what purpose? What could possibly need astral energy on that sort of scale?
I don't know. But whatever it is, I'll bet it's connected to those visions of oblivion. Regardless, we cannot stand by and let them steal Dana's energy. That said, we should retrieve the Renis Alma. Because right now, we need that most of all.
He's not gonna lunge at us out of nowhere, right?
Not the time, Law.
Alvin, look!
The Red Woman! So we finally found you. I have a lot of questions for you.
Wait!
What?
They all have the same face? How is that even possible? What is this?
Who the hell are they?
It can't be. Are they even people?
It's hard to know for sure, but I think they're the true rulers of Rena.
They're not feeling particularly talkative.
It's no use, Alvin. If we don't fight, we may as well be sitting ducks here.
Good point. Let's stop them before this gets out of hand.
Art Steel!
I'm on it! You're mine!
Watch this!
You're finished!
Denied!
Here I come!
Illuminate the dark!
Flame inside me! To be let free!
Take this!
You're mine!
Shine down supernova!
You picked the wrong fight!
Illuminate the
what I can do.
Come forth! Hold a glimmer!
I'm just getting started!
No further! Move! Get it! I owe you one!
Malevolent!
First strike!
Big
freaking does it!
I'm on it!
Supernova!
Lightning thrust! Soaring light spear!
Annihilation!
You picked the wrong fight!
Arch Steel!
Hurricane! Here I come!
Far enough!
No escape! I have no limit!
Shine! Tempest Swirl! More where that came
Raining
from!
slash!
Celestial
I'm not
Order!
No escape! Take this!
Now you see what I can do!
It's over!
Can't get out of this!
Let me help.
Take this!
That frickin' does it!
Come it's over!
Searing Flame! Raging Storm! Here's a healing Celestial Hammer!
Storm!
Just what I needed!
Take this!
Watch this!
Mega Wave! Raging Annihilation! Celestial Hammer!
It's on!
Glacial Spear! Here's Evil! Raging Dreamlander!
Talon Hurricane!
Not
Here's a
today!
healing heart! First aid!
I owe you one.
Magic is there!
That'll bring you down.
Take
That
this!
frickin' does it!
Now,
Now! Here I come!
Here, let me help.
I'll be saving
Ready to go.
Take this! Order won't save you!
It's over!
Take it!
Far enough.
Can't get out of this!
Eat this!
Raining slash!
Eat this! Talon Hurricane!
Not today! Take this!
Here's a healing lightning to
You're
death!
finished.
Eat this!
Confiscated!
Talon Hurricane!
Soaring light spear!
That frickin' does it!
You're
Eat
mine!
this! Oh, and now! Talon Hurricane!
Dance to the wind!
It's over!
In here!
Here I come!
Here's the
Dragon Sword!
Hurricane!
I'm not done! Raining slash!
Thunder Blade! Blah blah blah! Healing circle! Holy Land!
Storm!
Raining...
Thanks so much!
Shattering the...
away.
Attack time!
Rising Wyvern!
Watch this! I'll crush you! Lightning reflexes! Tenebrous claw!
I'm going to need to use all the power of
You're
my healing
mine.
arts to accomplish
Blast!
this.
Tempest Swirl!
You picked the wrong
More where
fight!
that came
Here,
from!
let me help.
Blow away!
Lightning Blast! Thunder Blade!
Here I come.
Illuminate the dark!
Soaring light spear!
Holy Quiver!
I never miss.
Holy Land!
Crush!
Denied.
Searing Flame!
Take this!
You're finished!
No further!
Swallow
Here's a
down!
healing art! Raging Cascade! Shield!
Can't move!
Don't give up! Arch Shield! Annihilate! Not on my watch!
I'll bring you back from death to this.
Shield Force! Illuminate the dark! Here's a healing
I'm
art!
not done
Holy,
yet.
holy land!
Take this! Blow away! Dragon Storm!
First aid! Eat this! Photon!
You're mine!
I'll be saving
It's over!
I can carve through! Now I'm in the groove!
I'm not done! No escape!
I'm going to need to use all the power of my healing arts to accomplish
No
this.
escape! Ignite! Rising
I
Wyvern!
never miss.
I'm not done! Rising Wyvern!
Here, let me help.
Soaring light spear! I'm not done!
Confiscated!
Raining slash!
Eat this!
Take this! Raining slash! I'm not done!
Raging Storm!
Any more of this and I'll burn out!
Razor Cyclone! I'm all
It's on! Ignite!
In a bind?
Rising Wyvern!
Smash you!
Tempest Swirl!
Soaring light spear! I'm not done!
Roll now!
Take this! Blow away!
Healing Circle! Lightning Orb!
I owe you one. I owe you one.
Hear me! Flame of Fury! Burning Steel!
Spear.
Here's the
Leave the sword.
Here!
Far enough.
Soaring light!
It's time to finish this. Die. Consuming wildfire.
Mega Ray!
This one's all mine!
Annihilation! By the power of flame!
Not today!
Where are you?
going.
You're mine!
Raging
In a
cascade.
bind?
It's over!
Bloodbath. Deathfall.
Dragon Door!
Dance to the wind. By the power
Try
of
this.
Fury. Reddit without a trace.
Explosive ring!
Do it.
Kisara! Commander of Heaven!
Phoenix Cyclone. Hear me. Flame of Fury. Thunderblast.
Surrender! Fighting is useless now!
Do you think it's really over?
Astral energy. Watch out! They've got something up their sleeve.
What?
It's self-destructed?
Alphen!
I'm okay. Just a little roughed up.
You had me worried there.
Who said you could touch that?
Damn it! He's awake!
I should have thought as much.
So you know this place?
Naturally, it was built for me, after all. We'll save that for another time. More pressing is how I'm going to tear you apart.
Even after all this time, you still insist on hating me?
You cut me down. Sovereign or not, you will pay for that.
You're obviously bluffing. You can't even move right now.
Really, is that what you think? Did you really think that such a petty device could hold me?
Are you going to claim it's because you're a ruler? Be it sovereigns or lords. In the end, they're all titles given by someone else.
Plus, what kind of ruler would spend all his time chasing Alf, who happens to be another sovereign?
Idle prattle. I proved my worth and the Sovereign's powers were granted to me.
Were they really? We already know the title of Sovereign doesn't denote royalty. It is but an overblown codename for those with a designated part to play in these proceedings. You mentioned before that you were not the only one stolen from Dana, correct?
Yeah. There were countless. And every one of them besides me died.
All of those failed experiments, and they still kept going back to Dana. There must have been some vital reason their subject had to specifically be a Danan. Then there were the records we found in the library, for you and Volron. They were logged 300 years apart, and yet the data they took from you was exactly the same. Which leads us to a single conclusion.
Then you mean Boron was kidnapped just like Alphen? But then he became a...
A slave from Dana. Just like us. Isn't that right, Volron?
So he posed as a Renin and caused all that suffering to his own people?
How could you? If you knew the pain of being a slave, why would you inflict that upon others?
Renan and Danan are meaningless distinctions. Me and everyone else. That is all that matters. I will stand above all others and take what is rightfully mine, starting with this.
A red woman?
Another one?
Give your master back on Rena this message. No one makes a fool of me. Let them know I'll make them suffer.
Don't do it!
Serenus Alma!
here!
We need to go! Alfin!
Go. But know I will be your shadow no matter where you try to run.
Let's go.
Never forget, I am the one who devours everything. Who answers to neither spirit nor man. My word is law! I am...
Are you two okay?
Yeah. We'll be fine.
Is Volron... Have we finally seen the last of him?
We can but hope.
Those red women. What the heck was their deal?
Could they be the ones behind all this? The same ones who put those soldiers in Faria in a trance?
What? Those brainless things? Either way, they've done a runner with the Renaissance. Damn it, that's the second time now!
Whatever's stolen from us, we'll steal it back. The future's ours to protect. And right now those things are what's standing in our way. We can head them off at Rena.
Did you say Rena?
Volron mentioned a master of theirs holed up in the motherland somewhere.
If that monstrous form's their true identity, I shudder to think who they take orders from.
Yeah. There's a good chance it's not human. That's for sure.
So this thing over on Rena, that's what's really behind all this, huh?
They have the Renaissance in their grasp already, so it's unlikely they'll have cause to return to Dana. I agree that Rena's our best shot.
Then we're agreed. Let's head back to the starship.
But seriously, I was not expecting Volron to actually be here.
He seemed to care not one whit about Renans or Danans.
Yeah, not in a good way like with us.
you!
Now you'll look!
I won't show you any mercy!
Bring him down!
Not on my watch!
Here I come!
Ignite!
Rolling Dragon Swarm!
Light Burst Force!
Radiant Genesis!
Now!
Like it doesn't! Rain down and healing power!
I really owe you one.
Rising Light!
Away!
Nothing gets by me!
Start up!
Here!
Soaring Light Spear!
Save healing well!
You're mine! The flame inside me, yours to be let free! Raining Slap!
Radiant look here! Astral energy!
Say no more!
Will this help?
My turn!
Regain snaring on me.
Yeah!
And the puzzle is to me!
You picked the wrong fight!
Radiant here! I'll tear you apart!
No! You're finished!
Do it! Come forth, holy glimmer! Who wants to die?
Anything in armor is all mine!
Crush!
Glacial
Rising
spear!
Wyvern!
Evil!
Soaring
Great
Light!
Lancer!
Eat this!
You're out!
I'll tear you apart! I'll crush you! Lightning reflexes! Tenebrous claw! Eat this!
Look sharp!
Lightning tiger blade!
I've been doing really great lately.
We seem to have come across something a little unusual. This one will be difficult to predict.
This one's mine!
It's over! Take this! No further!
It's like trying to keep up to the wall!
Dragon Swarm! Rising Wyvern!
Take this!
Too fast!
Stand back!
Soaring
I'll
Light
trip it up!
Far enough!
No dawn shall break this night!
This one's all mine!
Elusive deity!
Everlasting
shock!
Burning!
Burn!
Glacial spear! Here's
Here I come!
No dawn shall break this night!
Here I come!
All the dust! Save you!
Rising Wyvern! Soaring! Here I come!
Doing you apart!
You're on!
Take this!
Crush! Ignite! We did it! Not a chance! Dragon Swarm!
Do it!
All yours, Kisara!
My turn! Take this! No escape!
Demon Lash!
Next! Not a chance!
Tornado Drive!
Take this! It's time! You're on! Eternal devastation!
This one's mine!
Dragon Swarm! Rising Wyvern! No escape!
Demon
You're on!
I've used too much!
Eat this!
I'm sorry to trouble you.
You're finished! Totally! In an instant! Impact Block!
We won.
What the? When did it get pitch dark all of a sudden?
The lights are all out. Think it has something to do with the explosion back in the Forbidden Zone?
Doe?
You two.
Faria, Avakir.
Avakir filled me in about everything.
She doesn't remember a thing.
He told me about Tarnigan, too.
What difference does it make?
Stop casting me off!
Faria, not now. It can wait. Dohalim,
So I can see.
it's the city's core reactor. It's damaged. Some of the basic systems we've managed to keep online, but
You're an elite technician, though.
If so, then what's the problem?
panic's begun to set in among the citizens. Until now, whenever... But this time, not so much as a peep. Any longer, and we run the risk of riots breaking out before we can get things back.
Forget the Sovereign. I doubt you'll be hearing from him.
What's that supposed to mean?
Suffice it to say, the Sovereign isn't the kind of ruler we thought he was. That is, if he ever even existed. Which is looking doubtful at...
Are you out of your mind? Why, if people knew that a lord such as yourself was whispering such blast...
There's no time to explain now. It sounds like we need to find a way to keep Lenegis from spiraling out of control.
We need to stop that riot.
But how do we do that?
Riots feed on discontent and unrest, right? So if we want to keep the peace, we just need to put...
At ease. Like by letting them hear directly from someone they trust. That's it. Who's the highest-ranking person in Lenegis right now?
Lenegis wouldn't have a next in line. After all, you said the Sovereign rules over everyone directly.
Correct. The closest thing to an authority figure would be a lord. And the only one left is... Avakir, you mentioned a few facilities were still online. Which ones?
Why hasn't the Sovereign said anything?
Please, won't somebody explain what's going on?
Is it over? What's going to happen to all of us?
Heed me now, fellow Renans of Lenegis. It is I, Lord Dohalim Ilkaris of Eldaman and Sia.
Look, up there! It's Lord Dohalim!
Hold on! He should be in the crown contest! Shouldn't he? Why isn't the Sovereign talking to us?
The Sovereign is seeing to other matters right now. In my capacity as Lord, I speak to you in his stead. You're afraid, as people so often are when faced with the unknown. I hope you'll allow me to put your fears to rest. The city's core reactor has experienced a malfunction. However, we have our top engineers attending to the matter, and things will soon be back to normal. I know that you feel abandoned, perhaps more scared and alone than ever before. But I ask you all to keep one thing in mind. You are Lenegis, not the Lords and Sovereign. The solidarity of its citizens is the mortar that holds it together. If we don't allow ourselves to be distracted by our differences, if we put our hearts and minds together and stand as one, I am confident we will find new hope. I would be honored to stand with you. Not as a person of loftier rank, but as another human being among men. I hope that you'll lend me your strength, for if we can persevere as one, I know a bright tomorrow awaits.
Your speech seems to have done the trick. Looks like the city won't be descending into...
I only pray the relief will tide the city over.
What you said earlier, about the Sovereign possibly not...
It's still too premature to say with any certainty. But I believe so. This whole time.
But... it can't...
I can believe it. After everything I saw in the Forbidden Zone, what they did to Faria...
But what about hierarchy, Avakir? Authority? The very foundations of Renan society?
I'd say we found someone capable of doing just that.
You?
I have business I must take care of first. But once everything is over, but not as your sovereign. Nor as a leader, the likes of which...
But... how else do you...
I'm not sure yet. All I have is a feeling that here in Lenegis, a new dawn is on the verge. One in which people won't be judged by birthright, or on the power of their astral arts. But on other things. Things like... oh, I don't know. Musical talent, for example.
When I bumped into you after all those years, I said you were no different. But I was wrong. Truth is, I feel like maybe now I can finally begin to accept Tarnigan's death.
You go finish whatever it is you've got to do. I'll hold down the fort here.
Thank you.
I guess you're not going to make it to Menancia for the foreseeable future.
Indeed.
The people of Elda Menancia can look after themselves just fine. It's the ones here on Lenegus who need someone to guide them. Besides, with you leading the people here, it'll help spread the idea of coexistence beyond Menancia's borders.
Sounds like you're in it for the long. How could I not be? After the second chance that I've been... From this day forth, I shall dedicate myself to the future inhabitants of... Though the memories of the departed shall remain forever in my...
Remember, you're going to be leading the people here, not ruling.
True enough. Whatever would I do without you?
With or without her, I suspect you're gonna have your hands full when the time comes. We should be heading back to the ship. Business on Rena awaits. Looks like the people of Lenegus can rest easy.
I couldn't have done it without your words of encouragement, Law.
Hey, you're the one who made the speech.
I think everybody can share the credit here.
Thought we'd find answers on Lenegus.
You can say that again. And now we have more problems to fix, too.
That can wait for now. We've got more than enough on our plates to deal with as it is.
Yeah. Which is why we're going to the Renan.
All the answers we've been looking for are on that planet. The person with the answers have to be there.
So, what do we do first?
We know nothing about the Renan homeworld or what we might face once we arrive.
It's also entirely possible that the first thing we're going to face...
If we come across a capital, we should... What? Damn! The hell just happened?
Our course has been altered. The coordinates are pointing to a different destination.
What's that?
The ship's controls aren't accepting my commands. The engine is being shut down.
That's bad, right?
Quite bad. We've lost control of the ship.
Is all of this the Red Women's doing?
Are they trying to finish us off before we can land?
Everyone! Look there!
A flower blooming out of Rena?
But that flower looks like it's absorbing all of Dana's energy.
And it appears Lenegis is serving as a conduit for that energy to reach here. Could that have...
If that's true, do you think the people back on Lenegis are all right?
We can only pray...
Damn it! Haven't they taken enough already?
The flower of oblivion.
With everything that's happening, we need to get back to Lenegis.
Unfortunately, yes. Even more so than when it lay...
Can you fix it?
Starships are extremely complex machines. One wrong move while we're out here in space.
So what? We're just stuck inside here, floating around?
I don't believe this. We've made it all this way, and now we're stuck here? We're watching Dana die before our eyes, and we have no choice but to sit here and starve to—
Law, calm down! You're not the only one who's worried here.
Right. Sorry.
It's still too early to give up. There has to be a way to get out of this.
Alphen.
Now what?
The starship, it's back online?
No, this is different. Something is pulling our ship in towards it.
We managed to get moving, but where are we?
It looks like Lenegis in here.
Do you think we might run into more Renans here? Or those red women?
Perhaps. Someone brought us here. The question is, who?
We haven't been ambushed, so that probably means they aren't hostile. Still, why would anyone want to bring us here?
Hey, Shion!
If they wanted to attack us, they could have done so while we were back on the starship. We should see where this path takes us.
still can't get over what we saw happening.
Yeah, our planet's...
I've only ever seen Rena from the surface of Dana, so I figured it was... Still though, I never would have imagined Rena actually looked like...
Beats me. I have absolutely no clue. It's so...
Rena and Dana. We were taught that both worlds were spherical bodies that floated amongst the... But to think that they lied to us, not only about the Sovereign and the Crown contest, but all...
Dohalim.
Okay, who's the wise guy that summoned us here?
Someone formidable enough to bring our starship along with us.
They must be here somewhere. Let's find them.
This place looks a lot like that room we saw back in the Forbidden...
Huh? What's that? It's one of those!
A red woman in disguise.
So it was a trap?
It doesn't look like it can move. Tell me, are you the one who brought us here?
That is correct. It is unusual for me to have unexpected guests these days.
It can talk.
What are you?
Hevrect 35.
Hevrect 35. Is that your name?
Correct.
What is this place? No, wait, before that, just what exactly are you? Are you somehow associated with the Red Women?
Before I answer, I have a question for you. How did you all arrive in this sector?
We did not come to this place by choice. Our ship was brought here against our will, by a group of Red Women who can shift into the same form as...
In that case, we can assume my brethren who serve the Great Spirit have deemed you all to be a threat.
What do you mean, serve? Are you saying there really is someone more powerful than the Red Women?
What did you do to us?
I examined your bodies. You have not been harmed in any identifiers detected. The Sovereign and Maiden are among you. However, you aren't under its control. I see why they viewed you as a danger.
Oh goody, more riddles.
Do you think we can trust this?
Like it or not, it may be our best chance at a ticket out of here.
I shall now answer your questions. We are Helganquil. The Red Women you encountered previously are a form of disguise we employ from time to time, but not our true form.
Helganquil?
You are on Dake Phasol, a celestial base which drifted here by accident. The will of Rena's Great Spirit no longer reaches us here. Since my sudden separation from the Great Spirit's influence, I have used any and all means to extend my lifespan. As I have done so, I have also set out to monitor and research Rena and Dana from this position.
A question. What is this Great Spirit of which you speak? Is it something that rules over your kind?
Correct. The Great Astral Spirit is a large mass of astral energy that fills all of Rena, one with its own will, a voice we cannot refuse.
A voice? Just like Dana.
The voice of the Great Spirit speaks to our hearts directly, and we have served it, without question, throughout the ages.
Does that mean it was controlling your minds? Wait a second. Could this Great Spirit be the true Sovereign of Rena?
The true ruler of Rena. It could be the same thing that's controlling Volron.
Wait, back up. You're telling us this Great Spirit of yours is the one that ordered you things to harvest the astral energy from Dana? I'm not sure I believe that.
Why not? We've already made contact with the will of Dana back in the Wedge, and in the Forbidden Zone on Lenegus. If Dana has a will of its own, I don't see why Rena wouldn't.
Maybe not, but think about what you're saying. If Dana has a will like Rena, then that would mean that we've been controlled by the voice of Dana this whole time, just like these things. Yeah, but...
Let's assume that what Hevrek 35 claims is true, and that we are indeed cut off from both. Even if we had previously been under the control of Dana's will, we would have noticed now that we are...
Your fear is not based in logic. The voice of Dana is much smaller and quieter compared to that of Rena's great spirit. Rena's astral energy is amassed at its center, whereas Dana's is shared among all its constituents. So thinly is that energy spread that it cannot coalesce and formulate a will. Our findings here indicate...
Which explains why we felt its will where we did. The Wedge and Lenegis are where so much of that energy had been accumulated.
The Great Spirit's desire is to consume all astral energy, and the pursuit of that desire is why, as a result, it has turned its attention toward...
Is that why the crown contest is necessary? So that the Great Spirit can feed...
Indeed. And it was to that end that we Helganquil devised the... Had the initial spirit channeling from 300 years ago succeeded, all of Dana's astral energy would have been seized.
But the ceremony failed. Lenegis was severely damaged, and you lost both the Sovereign and the Renasalma.
Correct. A change in plan was required to ensure the spirit channeling's success. However, recreating the Renis Alma required a vast amount of... That is why we turned to...
So that was the real purpose behind the crown contest. An efficient means to harvest the necessary energy from Dana.
This is all happening because of me.
Nevertheless, you still haven't answered one of Alphen's original questions. Just why have you brought us here to your base, Hevrek 35?
First, it was to confirm the identities of you, my unexpected visitors. Second, it was to ascertain whether you would be likely to
A request? But what could someone like you want?
I wish for you all to slay the Great Spirit.
I'm sorry, did you just ask us to kill your master?
I did. It is in your best interest that you do so.
What makes you say that?
Lenegis has entered the final stage of the spirit channeling. As we speak, Dana's energy is being harvested en masse. If nothing is done about the Great Spirit, it will not be long before all...
You're saying the destruction we saw earlier is...
We won't let that happen.
Why do you want us to kill the Great Spirit so badly? Is it...
No. My primary concern is validating our findings and as such, it is my desire to see how your actions impact and change these systems.
Vengeance?
In spite of our long service to the Great Spirit, our species is on the brink of extinction.
You mean...
At this stage, it would be wise for you to talk with the others. Ask them what you need to know. Once you have your answer, return to me.
Others? Just how many of you are there?
I am the only Helganquil who inhabits Dake Faisal.
Hey! Hey!
It's no use. I think it's done talking to us. Let's...
You can't seriously be buying anything that creature told us, right?
To be honest, the conversation went on for so long, I'm not sure I understood all of it.
At the very least, everything it said about the Renan Great Spirit adds up. At the end of the day, this whole... That being said, had we not previously encountered the will of Dana...
The spirit of Rena wants to see Dana completely...
But why? Astral energy is supposed to be a force that creates and shapes the world.
It doesn't matter. I don't care if we're up against an entire world or what its game is.
Right.
There is one other thing that can... How the Great Spirit, the Helganquil, and the Crown Contest are all part of a centuries-long plan is clear enough.
Now that you mention it, and all that talk, Hevrek 35 never even brought up the Renans once. And as for the Helganquil, we never did find out just what they are either.
Maybe it had a reason for keeping its silence. Or perhaps there's even more going on. Let's find out. Who are they?
What is it?
Oh, my apologies. It's just been so long since I've...
Are you a Renan?
Oh. The Overseer told us to answer any questions you might have. Whatever you want to know, but be quick. Our subjects are undergoing a dramatic shift.
What a weird guy.
He must have meant Hevrecht 35 when he mentioned that overseer.
And what was that about subjects? You don't think he meant Dan?
There isn't anyone else we can talk to. Around here.
Have you guys lived up here in Dig Faisal with Hevrecht?
Yes. I couldn't tell you off the top of my head. We regularly go into stasis, so our sense of time...
Why are you all even here in the first place?
Originally, this station was where we worked to perform maintenance on...
We heard that the facility ended up in its current location due to an accident.
Oh, it was terrible. Apparently there was some kind of accident.
And you've been working for Hevrecht 35?
Well, at first we thought that there was nobody else inside the facility.
What do you mean?
The Helganquil have the technology to cloak themselves. As long as they don't do anything obvious, a Renan won't see one.
Which would explain why Shion and I failed to notice the Red Women previously. Do they employ an...
I haven't been able to scientifically confirm it for myself, but from what I understand, in addition, they also used hypnosis devices and information control to get us to do what they wanted without being... It's a pretty sophisticated operation, especially since it avoids any... I have to imagine that's how Lenegus...
But aren't the Helganquil themselves controlled by the Great Spirit?
The Great Spirit's mind control only works on Helganquil, so they had to employ other means...
You act like this didn't affect you personally. If I was you,
I mean, sure, I was surprised when I first found out about it, but it happened so long ago.
Hevrecht 35 has clearly ceased concealing itself, though.
Who can say? My guess is it just got bored, or maybe even a little lonely.
Don't you want to go back home to Rena or Lenegis? Our ship is going to be fixed pretty soon. You could ride with us.
No way. If we went back after knowing the truth, they'd either just brainwash... After all this time, there's nothing to be gained from going back. We've all agreed it'd be best to Things are going just fine with the Overseer. Not that it'll be around much longer. That said, I'm sure it's pleased to see...
Thank you for answering our questions. Can we talk to you for a few minutes?
Sure. It's going to be a while before the two planets undergo their next shift. So,
please, tell us what you know about the Hell...
You mean the Overseer species?
Well, for starters...
Where else?
From Rena? Wait, are you telling us those...
Of course not. There's really no such thing as Renans in the
Excuse me?
Oh, I thought the Overseer explained it.
Apparently not.
Please, tell us...
Well, in a nutshell, the Renans were originally created from Danans by the Helganquil.
But if that's true, then that would mean there aren't any people on Rena.
There aren't. But there are Helganquil. That's what the name literally means in their language. People of Rena.
But what need could they possibly have to create a whole new race of people?
It was a way to bolster their dwindling workforce. I trust you're aware that the Helganquil are on the verge of In essence, we were created to carry on their work for the Great Spirit after they gathered Danans who had an affinity for astral arts, and that's why we, as their descendants, can all cast arts.
Let me get this straight. Are you saying Renans were originally created from Danans?
Wait, that explains why almost nobody can use astral arts on Dana now.
Helganquil technology is truly amazing. The way they alter their bodies is far less invasive than your They have these tiny machines that are practically invisible, which they insert into their bodies and...
Enough! You needn't tell us anymore.
How can you speak so calmly about all...
I guess I can see how, when viewed in a certain light, their ways may sound grotesque. But if you ask me, I think they ultimately did us a favor. If it meant their hands had to get a little dirty in the process, anyway, the Helganquil are the real Renans. They're also mostly the ones behind what you see going on between the two planets. I think that covers just about everything worth knowing.
I see. Thanks for filling us in.
Does he really expect us to believe that Renans never truly existed? How absurd.
Dohalim.
Just when I think we're getting to the bottom of it all, Some new revelation smacks us in the face.
And let's hope this is our last revelation for a while.